YouTube channel. So excuse how tired I look. It's literally like 6 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't sleep, so I was like, why not do a full face of first impressions, because that's just a really clever thing to do in the morning. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I know I haven't posted in a little while, just uni stress, love that for me. But yeah, hopefully I'm gonna get back to the regular 1 week posting schedule. I do have a lot of videos planned that I just haven't posted yet. Besides that, let's get into the video. So, as you can see, I am wearing a little Boohoo headband today, and Boohoo did give me this. This is all from when I went to the event. Everything came in this little cute box. So I am really thankful for that, thank you Boohoo. I'm gonna test out a couple of products that were in there and some other ones that I've bought. I'm gonna start off by priming my face. So I have bought a new primer for that. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Fix Mattifying Primer. It says it should make my makeup shine free, and it has salicylic acid in. It's meant to smooth, enrich, ensure my makeup is fully matte, and make sure my complexion lasts and is shine free all day. So that's a lot of claims, but as far as I'm concerned, a primer is a primer. They kind of all do the same thing, except there has been a couple that I've tried that make my face turn into an absolute oil stick. Let's see the consistency. Okay, it's like a little bit jelly, but not as thick as I thought it was going to be. Let's put some of this on my face and rub in. That does feel really nice on the face actually. That is actually gorgeous. From rubbing that in, I have very, very, very high hopes for this primer. It feels so nice on the skin. Like, you know when you put like a kind of silicone primer on, it just feels like it's buffed out all the pores, just makes your skin feel so smooth. That's what this has made me feel. So I'm excited to see how it lasts throughout the day. I hope it doesn't make my skin feel really dry. I'm a bit of a psycho, so I'm just gonna put more on because I love it. So far, that primer is a 10 out of 10, but obviously a primer, you won't know until it works until the end of the day. So I probably will check in at the end of the day or later on when I've been wearing this makeup for a couple of hours, because obviously I'm gonna wear this all day because it's 6 o'clock in the morning. But I'm going to fill in my brows. Obviously they are already ombre'd, but I like them to be a little bit more defined when I'm going to be wearing a full face of makeup. I bought this NYX Tame and Frame Tinted Brow Pomade, and this is in the shade Black. Hopefully it's not too dark. I just feel like the brown before this shade is too light. It's a bit too on the auburn side. But this is what the little packaging looks like. It's quite thin. It's in the shade Black, and it's a Tame and Frame. And I'm going to fill in with these Boohoo brushes that I was gifted. Obviously this is going to be a first impression as well, so I want to see how these brushes fare out. And there is an angled brush in here, and this is the Boohoo Ultimate Makeup Brush Set, the nude set. I think they have other ones, but I will link everything down below, so if you want to check them out, you can. So in this set there are actually 2 angled brushes. I think I'm going to go in with the skinnier one just so I can make the brow more defined. At first thought, this is the brush is quite sturdy. It's got a nice like rigidity to it. It's not bending and it's not overly fluffy, which I like. It's got hold to it, which means the brush stroke's going to be quite nice. And the pomade isn't soft, it's not creamy, it's a pomade texture really. It matches the shade of my brows really nicely. My brows kind of look a mess right now because I haven't shaped them up, but I really wanted to fill out some of the sparse areas, and obviously there are a couple of mistakes. That's what I use the concealer for. Now I have bought this. This is the Makeup Revolution Soap Brow, and it's to hold your brows in place. It's also to try and give you that more fluffy kind of Instagram brow look at the moment, which I'm not that into. So I am just going to use it to kind of hold the hairs that are going haywire in place. But in regards to the pomade, it doesn't really like how slick my face is because of the primer, which I kind of expected. Most pomades are like that because obviously I did get it in my eyebrow area. The only thing I would say is maybe avoid priming your face before you do your brows if you're going to use something like that, or just avoid the eyebrow area of primer. So this is what it looks like, the soap brow. Like, why do Makeup Revolution things, they always look wiped? I don't know. But anyway, this is the soap brow. Why does it smell like soap? And this is what it looks like, and it comes with a little brush. Can I get it out? Yeah. So I'm literally just going to use this and this together somehow and just use it to hold my brows in shape. I'm just getting some product onto the brush. Okie dokie. Let's see if I can get the technique right. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. I don't know if you'll be able to see, but that really has helped to hold down my brows. Obviously, my eyebrows are not going to stay this complete kind of wonky shape. I'm just really bad at filling in my brows afterwards, but it has kind of brushed the hairs into place, which I'm quite liking. And it's kind of mattified them, which I'm also really liking as well. So this is basically a wax for your eyebrows, and it is actually working really well. I'm actually really enjoying this. This might be preferred to brow gel, and they do feel really set in place. So that I have really enjoyed. I'm actually really excited. This might be a new favourite and a new staple in my makeup collection. I'm really happy that I purchased that. The next thing that I did purchase was the new Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Infinite Longwear Concealer, and it's meant to be crease proof, and it's got niacinamide in it and have infinite coverage. It claims to be 20% more coverage than their previous one, so the one that I always use in my other videos with the just rose gold, and I think it's just the rose gold tag and pink, and it's meant to be 16-hour long wearing. So this is what it looks like. I'm excited to try it. It's in the shade that I usually get. They have all the shade ranges in, like all the exact same shade ranges from the previous ones, which they still obviously sell. This is just claiming to be more long wearing and more full coverage. So I'm going to use this to carve out my brows. And I always just like to put a little bit on the back of my hand when I am carving out my brows, like so. And I'm gonna go in with the new brushes that I received, and this is the Boohoo one. It's just the bigger angled brush, and I'm just going to use that to carve out the bottoms of my brows, and then I use a flat brush for the top. It looks the same colour, it's the same consistency as well. My brows are done, they are carved out, and I've gone around them in the concealer, and I'm really happy with how they look. They're just dark enough for me, and obviously they are shaped to how I like them. I'm going to go in with foundation today. I'm not going to do anything on the eyes yet because I do have an eyeshadow palette to test out today. I'm going to be going in with the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Matte Cover, and this is in the shade Mocha. Just looks like that. So I did buy this online. Everything that I bought here today was online, so I'm hoping the shade is going to come out correct. I did like watch a couple of other YouTube videos and kind of check which shade to go for. So it's come out like that. So it is quite red. This does look like the shade of foundation I usually do go for. If I just quickly test it against my NYX foundation that I use every single day, as you can see here, this one is the L'Oreal and that one is the NYX. The top one's the NYX, the bottom's L'Oreal. Excuse the palette on my hand, I just like to use my hand as a palette for mixing everything. But as you can see, they are very, very close in colour, if not identical. The L'Oreal one is just a little bit more on the red side, but that's fine. I can tone it down with concealer and powders as we go along. I'm just gonna put this all over the face. Now I'm going to start off with a little bit, and I want to start blending out with a brush just to see how full coverage it really is. I'm just going to go in with one of the Boohoo brushes. Oh, they're going to get ruined. Oh well. Yes, I'm going to go in with the Boohoo brushes. This is like a kabuki brush. It's not as hard as I thought it was going to be. It's very soft, to be fair. I'm just going to quickly buff this in and see how full coverage it is. If it is a bit too full coverage, I will go in with my beauty blender and just lighten it up a bit, because I've heard that this can look like foundation. It isn't very, very natural, which I do like. can't tell if it's the brush that has a smell or the foundation. So as you can see, that has literally blended out like a dream on my face. I think the primer is like bobbling up because of the moisturiser I use underneath it, but that's fine, I can work with that. But as you can see, that has blended out like an absolute dream. It is quite full coverage. Obviously I can still see a little bit of discoloration that I have here, but that's to be expected as it is quite dark around those areas. So that was just with a tiny little bit, and I can say the coverage is fantastic, and it does match my skin. My skin kind of does have a little bit of a red undertone to it anyway, so hopefully this does oxidize nicely to the face and it isn't awfully red and obvious. So I'm just gonna go in and just blend this out all over the face. I don't want this to get ruined, so I'm just gonna go around this area really carefully. And I can literally tell you that you only need a little bit. This is going a very long way. Okay, so for the price of this foundation, I am very impressed, and the colour of it, I'm actually very impressed too. L'Oreal to me has a bit of a reputation of getting all the colours from one side to the other of the spectrum, but not the ones in between. Like, yes, they do have their dark shades, they do have their light shades, but I feel like they miss out the ones in the middle because there's only really 4 really dark shades. I feel like if there was one in between this one lighter than this, it would be the right colour, or like a slightly different undertone, because you can already see that this is quite red on me. Obviously I'm going to be able to tone it down with concealer and powders, but yeah, this is what it looks like, and it's literally gone in perfectly with a brush. This brush is amazing. Boohoo, magic. That is magic. So I'm just going to go in and just finish off my foundation, just make sure it's perfectly laid on my face, and then I'll check back in with you guys. I've blended out the foundation and I can tell you I am loving it. I don't think it looks natural, but I like the coverage. I would say this is a very good foundation for going out, the way it looks. Obviously, I don't know how long it's gonna last, but I will obviously let you guys know in a bit. So I'm just gonna go in and I'm just gonna contour my face. I have the same contour that I always use. It's just the Makeup Revolution London foundation stick. I'm gonna highlight the rest of my face with the one that I use for my eyebrows. I like to bring a little bit of contour, highlight below where I've contoured, and then I like to put a second layer under the eyes. I just feel like it makes a big difference and makes you look a lot more awake. Obviously this is optional, but I'm extra and I like to do it. So yeah, I'm just obviously going to test this out and see if this does crease and last a long time with a lot of product under the eyes. But that's literally my favourite thing to do, just to add an extra layer. Once I've put one layer on, I feel like it makes a big difference to the way that I look. I tried these powders out in a separate video. These are the Makeup Revolution ones, and this is the Deep Honey ones. This is what I like to use under my eyes. I'm literally just getting some powder out. So yeah, I'm just going to finish off blending out under the eyes. Concealers have gone really nicely on top of the foundation, so now I'm just gonna set under my eyes with the baking powder. Okay, so that is under the eyes set, and it does look very soft and smooth, so I'm really liking that at the moment. The last thing I like to do is I like to just powder just up here with a little bit of the warmer powder, just to set the forehead in place and highlight it a little bit. And down here and all over the face, I like to go in with the Makeup Revolution, the translucent one, the same one as those. They get so dirty so easily, like it literally looks like I've had them 10 years. I probably had them about 2 weeks now. Okay, that's a lie, maybe 3 or 4. Why would I say 2? I posted it in a video like a month ago. So about a month, and I still haven't got through them yet, so that is really good. So next I'm gonna go in with a little bit of eyeshadow. I also got gifted this Blush Kisses eyeshadow palette from Boohoo, and it just looks like this. It's got a mirror, which I'm really happy about. There are some very, very, very bright colours in there. I don't know if I'm going to be adventurous. I wanted a bit more of a natural look today, but I'll swatch some of them. I literally am really interested in just kind of going all in with the burnt colour and a bit of the bloom, just for kind of like a smoked out kind of peachy orangey type look, and I think that will look really nice together. But I will probably do a separate video on this eyeshadow palette where I will go in with all of the shades, including some of the glittery ones. Like, I'm quite liking the look of the Sugar Plum and the Rosy, and see how they fare out. If I just quickly swatch one for you. Oh, okay, wow. First touch, that is very... So this is the Sugar Plum shade. There we go, just sticking my middle finger up. It's not spreading the best, but I definitely think you could build that up. It is a literal glitter. So there's some hope. So I am just gonna go in with those two shades, and I am gonna go in with the two shades that I originally said, Bloom and Burnt, and just kind of feather those out into my, how bright Bloom is. It's very bright. It wasn't really the look I was going for. I'm quite... Okay, let me just go in with Burnt straight away and just see how we go with that. I might have to dip into my Morphe palette just to kind of tone everything down. So it's not blending as easy as I thought it was going to, but we can work with it. I mean, for a little pop of colour, it's quite cute, it's okay. So I probably will just dip into my Morphe palette. Why am I like over here? Dip into my Morphe palette just so it can kind of be toned down a bit, but we'll see how this works out. Okay, so that is what it looks like. I'm not horrified by it. I think it looks a lot better kind of on its own without the pink, unless you're going to do a full-on look, but I wanted quite a subtle look with the eyeshadow today because I'm kind of moving back into the eyeshadow life. So I am just going to dip in to my Morphe palette, the one that you see in every single video. That is absolutely ruined, but it's fine. I'm quite happy with that. It's kind of just toned everything down and kind of blended everything out. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with that. It's quite subtle, and that's kind of what I wanted today. I'm really happy with how that looks. I just deepened out the outer corners with a little bit of a darker shade, and it's kind of like the Morphe 35O palette kind of vibes back in the day, which I am really happy about. I have a new eyeliner to try out. This is the Thick and Thin Dual Liquid Liner from Shock Makeup Revolution. It's in the shade Black. So I'm literally just going to kind of line just to make my line on the top of my eyelashes a bit thicker. I'm not going to do any wings because I'm quite liking out the smoked out effect of the eyeshadow. This is what it looks like. So there's a thin side and there is a thick side. I'm gonna go in with the thicker side actually. So that's a kind of like nice base to stick the lashes on, and it is very black. Yeah, I just like it to be a little bit thicker and darker for where I stick my lashes on. So I'm just gonna do the same on the other side. So I'm literally just gonna go in with some mascara and some lashes, and I'll be back with you in a second. Lashes are on, as you can see. Very cute, very nice. The next product I have to try, which I am really excited about because I absolutely love Patricia Bright, is the Revolution Makeup London, and it's her Dusk Till Dawn face palette. So its packaging looks like this, and it has 3 colours in it. So it looks like this outside, and this on the back. This is what is inside. I didn't actually realise there was a contour shade in there, which I'm kind of annoyed about because I would have used that to finish off contouring, but I've already done that with my NYX palette, so I'll try that out next time. But this blush shade I'm gonna go in with today, and I'm just going to blend that out. That is a really pretty colour, and you only need a little bit. A little bit is going a long way. I'm just gonna bring that over the nose a little bit, just to make me look a little bit more flushed and in tone together. So that is the blush on. I actually love blush so much. I think I love it a bit too much. I love blush, it's amazing. I'm really impressed with that. It's really pretty, really pretty. Wow, I'm happy. I'm loving this. It's coming out as a pure gold, which is actually perfect for my skin tone. That is the finished look. All I've done is let my hair down. I need to sort out my hair properly, do my edges, part it and everything properly. I just can't remember to do it now because it's like 6 in the morning and I don't need to go out for like another couple of hours. But this is the finished look. So I will check in with you guys in a couple of hours just to give my final opinion and thoughts on the products that I have tried out in the video and see if they're worth your money. So far I'm really happy with how the look has turned out. So I will check back with you guys in a couple of hours. I will see you soon. So I am out of breath because I've just been outside, had to go to the shop and get a couple of bits because I've decided to go out tonight. And this is what my makeup looks like. I can't speak. In and out, okay. So this is what my makeup looks like after about 16 hours. I've had a nap, I've been out all day, I have not touched it up yet. So as a close-up, my hair's a mess, but it's fine, it'll be fixed. So this is what it looks like after 16 hours, which I am really, really happy about. The foundation, it doesn't look like it's breaking apart on my face at all. The highlight is still there, the blush is still there. The concealer under my eyes hasn't creased or anything like that. And my eyebrows are still intact. So the products that I tried out today, I am really, really, really impressed with. And I do 100% recommend them, especially the concealer. The concealer has not budged a bit. I look alive, like I look amazing. If I do say so, if I don't say so myself. So yeah, the products, you can see for yourself how good these products actually are. And they were all drugstore and I 100% recommend them. You should definitely try them. So I will link everything down below. The only thing I am going to do now is just touch up. Obviously I'm going to do that off camera. I just wanted to check back in with you guys to show you how my makeup looked after a certain amount of hours, and it still looks great. So I'm so happy that you've been able to watch the video and come to the end. So feel free to subscribe and I hope to see you guys again in another video. Thank you for watching.